Are you one of the millions of people out there struggling to get a good night's sleep? According to PubMed as well as the CDC, about 14.5% of the people out there are going to struggle with initiation of sleep. Another 17.8% will have problems in regards to maintenance. And remember this, unfortunately, they're not mutually exclusive. While sleep issues can be the signs of some psychiatric and medical conditions, it can also be a sign of normal life and stress. And in those situations, you want to think about ways that you can modify your internal as well as your external environment such that you can begin to initiate and maintain a good night's sleep. Now, my name is Dr. Michael Anthony Murphy. I'm a double-boarded child and adolescent psychiatrist, certified personal trainer and corrective exercise specialist, and a child of God. I specialize in helping people to reach their God-given potential through improvements in mental, physical, and spiritual health. So let's begin talking about ways that we can try to work towards improving your sleep. Now, let's begin with this. The most important aspect is going to be the focus on the wake time. And I say focus on the wake time because too many times we focus on the bedtime, such that many people out there will find themselves robbing from their sleep potential by simply making a declaration that it's too early for them to go to sleep, despite all the signs and symptoms that their body's giving them that they need more rest. The reason this also doesn't make sense is because many times where we're under stress, whether it be physical or mentally, your body may need more rest, more time to recuperate from what you're going through. Because ultimately, sleep is about rest, recovery, recuperation. We also deal with growth and how we can set ourselves up to have the energy that we need as we move forward in the day. So when we look at how we want to set that up, it all begins on getting up at the same time. That way you take advantage of your body's 24-hour circadian rhythm and you have the improvement that comes along with good hormonal background and enforcement for the awake cycle and what it is you're trying to accomplish. So when your body tells you you're tired, you have to listen to it. And if you know that you're getting up at the same time every day, then the body knows too. And it'll know exactly when you know to get to sleep because it knows what time you're going to wake up because you're waking up at the same time every day. We have to train our bodies. So if we're going to get better, begin with that. Now you want to look at the changes you can take in regards to your external and internal environment. Let's begin with the external. Generally, that's the easiest to implement. With our external environment, we want a room that's cool, calm, and dark. Those three, 69 to 72 degrees for most. If you don't have that type of environment, try to create it. Look at utilization of a fan, headphones, mask, or earplugs. Blackout curtains can be very important too, especially if you're a person who happens to need to sleep during the day because you work at night. Remember, some people have different days that they have to shine in different times. You have to be creative because you need to create that type of environment. The next thing, and you know I'm gonna get to it, you gotta put the phone away. You gotta put the phone away. Put it in sleep mode. I mean, that's what you're there to do, right? You're there to sleep. So if you're there to sleep, why have the one thing that allows the whole world access to you to still be on? The world does not work with your sleep cycle. And so create the environment by eliminating the access of the world to you. The next thing you want to do is make sure you decrease the blue light sources within your environment. For many people, these are like televisions, tablets, laptops, computers. If you can, try to have a workstation that's outside the bedroom. If you have a television, try to cut it off about 2 hours before it's time to go to bed. Remember this, many of the things that we watch on television are meant to pull us in. And so you can find yourself binge watching at night simply because the TV is there. This also goes with strolling. All those things that the world tries to send you that can distract you and rob you of a good night's sleep. So make sure you put those things away. Cut them off 2 hours before it's time for you to go to bed. And don't utilize those tools on there to help you with initiation of sleep. except when someone's using something like a Calm app. Now, also, have an emergency kit. Here's what I mean. You want to have you some water as well as some tissue on the bedside. Many times we get up in the middle of the night because we're dehydrated. And so you want to make sure that you can grab some water on the bedside. Or maybe just have to blow your nose. You don't want to have to get up and have to walk all the way to the bathroom. When you get out of bed, especially if you come on the light, that activates the part of the brain that tells you it's time to get up. In addition, if you're anything like me, I've had times where I got out of bed and I tell my feet to go to the bathroom. Yet somehow it finds its way to the kitchen. Hey, if you've been there, I understand. And so you want to prevent the number of times you have to get out of bed by making sure you have an environment that's conducive to you going to sleep. So, external environment, calm, cool, quiet, dark, get rid of the phones, all the world's access to you, eliminate the blue light, and have your emergency kit. And now that you've set up that environment and you got a place to go, you want to get ready to go there. So if I want to get ready to go to sleep, I got to start off with preparing, get my mind, body, and spirit right. Let's talk about the body. Your body should be clean. Right? You want to sleep. And so make sure you take a nice shower. Wash all the stress and the worries of the days away. Get yourself feeling nice, especially if you're sleeping beside somebody. Come on now. Brush your teeth. Put on some nice lotion or something to moisturize your skin. Those things are important because you want to feel good, you want to feel relaxed. You also want to have on appropriate sleep attire. And the most important thing about sleep attire is allow it to be breathable. And that can be as breathable as you want. But you want to avoid anything tight, anything that keeps that higher air. You want to allow your body to fully relax. And think about how you can make your body relax. Utilize stretching, yoga. Sometimes people will utilize rollers for the muscles or pulsating machines to just get the body in a better place, a better position. And then you want to work on your mind. Now, you've already helped your mind by eliminating some of the distractions and the things that keep you up. But now you want to settle in. You want to think about reading, meditating, something that's calming for yourself. And in that, you want to avoid things that are too overstimulating. So many times, if you're trying to get a good night's sleep, limit the nicotine and the caffeine. Now, if you can eliminate them at all, great. If you can't, cut them out maybe 2-3 hours before it's time for you to go to sleep. You'll find that you sleep better. In addition, be careful of things that we utilize too much to put us to sleep. Right? A lot of people utilize alcohol as well as marijuana in order to get a good night's sleep. Now, for many people, those things may knock you out initially. However, over time, the maintenance and the quality of sleep can be significantly interrupted by these substances. So consider wisely in regards to what it is you want to put in your body and what type of things you need to avoid putting in your body if you want to have a good night's sleep. That brings us to going down to the kitchen. Hey, it's okay to have a snack. I tell you what, I find that a protein shake at night, particularly if I'm hungry, goes a long, long way towards satiation. In addition, because it's already pre-digested, my body's not going through that same hassle of trying to work it out when I'm trying to lay down. Because you don't want to eat anything heavy when you're trying to lay down. That increases the risk of heartburn and reflux. So, watch what you put in your body, watch where you put in your body, begin to relax your body. Another thing that's important is making sure that you are mindful of any instructions you're given in regards to medications. So as you're going to bed at night, make sure being compliant with whatever medications you take is part of your hygiene. And with those things, you want to lay down. But before all is said and done, take the time to pray. Pray for comfort. Pray for rest. Thank God for taking you through the day. And begin with going ahead and thanking Him for how well tomorrow's going to be. when you put your problems into his hands, you'll find it's a lot easier to sleep. I've also had to adapt a couple of things. Number one, if there's nothing that I can do about the problem between now and tomorrow morning, then I might as well get a good night's sleep. That way, I'll be well rested so I can take on whatever troubles and problems are awaiting me the next day. Give it a shot. Make sure you put in the ideas in your head of what you want to accomplish. And then pray for the strength to take care of them tomorrow, once you're well rested. So with that, one last thing. I know you're going to ask, can I take a nap? Of course you can take a nap. See, now you have to be careful though, because a nap, which we call power naps, should be between 20, 30 minutes at the max. Now, before you get into this thing about how I can't just sleep for like 10, 20, 30 minutes, I want you to think about it like this. If you are hungry, I mean hungry, and someone said, I'm sorry, man, but all I got is this quarter of a sandwich, would you take it? You would if you were hungry. And so now you're telling me you're sleepy. And if you're sleepy and you get a little bit of sleep and it helps, go for it. Look at the research of a power nap. You'll find that 20 minutes of sleep is almost the equivalent of 2 cups of coffee or 200 milligrams of caffeine. It can give you the benefits of being able to have the energy and the increased cognitive function that comes with having slept without interfering too much with you being able to go to sleep later on. Right? Now, I understand it's 20, 30 minutes. And the whole idea is that you may not even sleep that. Think about it, about putting my body at an extended sense of rest. And when I'm in that extended sense of rest, I can function better. So take the nap, but don't let the nap be a substitute for a good night's sleep. If you're napping every day, you may need to question whether you're truly listening to your body and let yourself just go to bed earlier that night. So, in summary, you want to have a nice, cool, calm environment, free from as many distractions as possible. You want to make sure that you relax your mind, body, and spirit, to include being very mindful of what you're putting into your body and what things eliminating could lead to benefit. And then you want to put it all in God's hands and continue to repeat this over and over. And you'll find a time your body will start to relax and you'll get a better night's sleep and overall function. Now, if you find that the tips and the helps doesn't really improve your sleep in the long term, but your issues are ongoing and persistent, don't hesitate to have a consultation with your primary care physician. As I stated earlier, we all have difficulties at times with sleep. However, a disturbance of sleep can be a major sign and symptom of many psychiatric as well as medical conditions. And in those cases, it's important that you attach the issue where the source is. So you want to get the sleep apnea taken care of, or begin to address any depression or anxiety or other issues that may be resulting in these things. Make sure you get fully assessed, because if you truly want improvement, you want to attack it in the right space. Well, hey, for tips like this and more, share, like, and follow Dr. Michael Anthony Murphy.